Hello guys, good evening. Welcome back to episode 2 of this GitLab series. In this episode, we would focus on introduction to GitLab Pipeline, the first code we're going to be writing. Before now, we just created a repository, we've created a GitLab account and all of that, set it up. In this second one, let's dive in quickly. So here is the account that we actually set up. Here is the pipeline. Pipe Basics is the first repository that we set up. So if we go in here and just maybe open up a new, just open up that GitLab account again and see what we're going to see. So let's get in here and just do okay. So if we open up like this, so let's open up this account that we created. In this account here, you guys can see we created a group called Galaxy. Within that group, it's just a directory really. Within the directory, we have a GitLab pipeline repository. So this is Pipe Basics. Let's open it up and see what we got. So what we got in there is just a README file. Today, we're going to enable the first pipeline to run on this directory or in this repository. How do we do that? There are two ways you can essentially do this. First way is to actually just come here, and then you can just create a file here and just get things going. I mean, we can just see how to do that here real quickly. So let's go here, create a file. Within this file here, you can just give this file a name. So what you're going to call this file is .gitlab-ci.yml. Once you do this and save this file, and as you can see, once I'm typing this, automatically it's telling you that this file, you can tell it whatever version you want. But that's not the point. So, but this file that I've just created here, you can see once I create this file and then finish and commit, this file will create, will enable a pipeline to run in this directory. But that's not what I want to do really, because when you do this here, you need to like go and clone it down on the local machine. So let's jump into the terminal and see how this thing goes. So yeah, we are in a terminal here. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to do git fetch and pull just to make sure that I am still getting things from this repository. I am able to communicate. If I'm able to communicate, let's just add a simple file just to make sure that things are going to be fine. So I'm going to add GitLab, probably just this, actually edit the README. So I'm going to go here and just say, open up the README file, tab, and press and enter. I'll just open up, I'll just edit one or two things here, just say test to make sure that the pipeline is obviously going to work. So here I'll just add simple test here. I'll just add testing, right, just like that. Nothing serious. So I'm going to like commit this, just do basic git thing, git add, git status, and then git commit. What I'm doing this is just a basic test just to make sure that this I can communicate, I can push up code and pull from this repository and nothing more. So what I'm going to do is to check the status, and now I can just do git push origin main and see that this code are checked in. So this code are checked in now. If I go to the repo itself, I'll just exit this and then get in here and just going to go, you can see that testing is there. So now let's jump into the terminal, guys, and just begin to work on enabling a pipeline to this repository. What do we need to do? Just create touch here, and what you want to name this file is called gitlab-ci.yml. Well, I think it doesn't matter if you write this YAML in full, but the standard is that most people just write this file this way. If you create a file with this name and this extension of WML, GitLab would automatically enable a pipeline to run on that project. Now that is created, I'm going to go and open up this repository, and let's have a look what we got. So I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. Here it is. So I've got, don't worry about this icon here. It might not appear on yours, but I got an extension actually here that automatically picks that up. It is called, this extension that I have is called, let me find it. Yeah, it's called material icon if you want this to be picked up for you that way, but it doesn't really matter. You can just do that. But hey, let's get down to the business. there are three key things that you need to create on your GitLab pipeline when you want to begin to write the code. The first one is, I'm going to comment this out. First one is called stages. And the second one that you must mention is what we call jobs. And then the third one is script. So what are these? Let's explain them. The stages is a source that defines the sequence of steps in the pipeline. So essentially, it's just going to list out different kinds of jobs that you want to have. That's what the stages is doing. And what is the job? Job is individual task or task that GitLab would execute in each of the stage. And then the third one is that you're going to, within that, you're going to have like as the name suggests, script is just a shell command that runs as part of the job. These are just the basics that you can have. Over time, as you grow, you can have more things, but for now, that's what you are actually just going to have. So for now, let's write a simple, very simple, low-level pipeline that will just say hello world, and that's what it's going to do. So the first thing we need to do is to press stages here, and then here you list out all the stages. So the first stage could be, for instance, let's say in a typical project would be to build something, and then to test, and then to deploy. So let's see, first of all, you just list out build. The next one would be to probably, like say, let's say test, and then the next one might be deploy. So these could be the essential things that you might need on your job, on your pipeline to build them. But the next one, as we said, is the jobs, really. So if you, on the jobs, can be anything. You don't even have to name it job. You can just name it anything you like. But the way I like to name them is, I like to take this name here. You can name it whatever, but I like to do that and just do that. And then within this now, you have what we now, you can now define what we call a stage. Okay, so this one is the stage one, kind of. And then this stage one, what are you going to do there? Well, we're going to implement this build. And that's why some people just go ahead and name this and say, let's say underscore job, just to make sure that you're actually clear that this line 8 here is a job stage. And then this one is the, that this is a job. And then within that job, each job will have stage, and this will apply to all of these things that you have defined here. Okay, so that's the job. Within the job, we can have script. Well, within the script, you can have whatever it is you want to do. You can have building, whatever, or building the project, whatever. Just like a hello world, really. Building, let's say hello world project. Hello world project. Oh, can type this evening. Project. All right, like that. So this is the first thing that you're gonna have to have, right? So that's the first thing I can tab. I like to indent. It doesn't really matter. And then the next thing you can, maybe in this job, you might want to say this is now done. So within here, you can do a sleep. So whatever, once you type this script here, obviously, let me just be clear with this. Once you type script here, you can now write anything that works within this, within the shell script. Actually, let's do undo. So if I do something that way, so anything that works in the shell script would run here. That's what it is. And then this one is, as I said, is the stage that tells these stages. You just implement this stage. It's kind of this is kind of a template, and this is the kind of the implementation. This is what will happen. So in this place, for instance, you might want to sleep for, let's say, 5 seconds. And if you take any of these codes here and run it on a pipeline, on your shell, like for instance here, you can do sleep and then do 5, or like let's say 2. This will sleep. As you can see, it's sleeping. So that's a shell command. All of this, again, if you do echo here and just do something like this and just say hello world, like that. If I do that, this will print out. Oh, I didn't really close it. So let's cancel that out. Let's do that. So I'll just do that. Then I'll press an enter. So you see that it echoes out. So that's basically just a simple stage that we're going to run. If you want to have stage 2, really, the same goes. You just copy this, but I don't want to complicate it now. So here is the stage 2. Here, it must be named something else. For instance, the stage 2 can be test. You can actually skip any of these, but anyone you skip that doesn't have implementation will not actually be picked up. So say, for instance, I am skipping test. So I want to have like, for instance, let's say deploy job stage, and I want to have it here. It must be, this must be the same way you mention it here. That is why it knows that this is the implementation. And then here would be, let's say this is deploying, for instance, sorry, deploying the Hello World project. And then this one is deploying Hello World project done. There you go. So we'll just, in each of these, we sleep, but we can then skip this one. Well, you can still leave this here, but the project would simply just skip it out. So let's go and check in this code and see what's going to happen. So we do git status, and then git add, and then git status again, just to see. There you go. That's now indexed. So I'm now going to do git commit. And then here, I will say initial commit of the pipeline project, pipeline script, or pipeline, whatever project, press on enter. This will commit. I will now, before I push this code up, so I'm going to git push origin main, but before I push this code, let's get back into here. And I want to go and show you that there won't be any pipeline that will be running. Here is the build. This is where the pipeline lives. You're going to go to this pipeline, and in this pipeline, you can see that it has each of the jobs. Here we go. So we go to the jobs. This is individual jobs. In this case now, if we go back to script here, you see that we've got 2 jobs. So, and it's going to be one pipeline. We're going to take out this one as well. Oh, sorry, Ctrl Z. So if I take out this comment here, I don't need it. So you can see that we have one pipeline that would go and do all of this, and each of that would have all these jobs. So let's get back in again. So each of the jobs will be here. The parent pipeline would be reflecting here. Well, hey, let's take a second and see what this is saying here. So GitLab is now asking us that before we can use their pipeline, obviously, that it needs to verify an account. It has verified this account before. Let's nudge him up, see, let's verify this account. It is asking us for the country. So my country is the United Kingdom. So I'm gonna go here and just do United Kingdom. And it's asking for phone number. Well, I'll just pause this video and just put the phone number and respond to that. Thank you. You do the same. Okay, verification complete, and then now just go next and see what's going to happen. There you go. So this is now complete. So and these are template that one can actually just use if you want. But let's not start with template. We got something we created already on our local machine. So let's push this code up, see what's going to happen. So your all eyes should be on this pipeline here. There you go. So this is automatically picked up and running. So if I just click on this, you can see that there is a build job and there's a deploy job. Let's get into the build job. Once you click on that, it will just jump you into the jobs stage, and each of these stages will start to crack on. You can see there are things happening. We will take our time in this series to talk through what each of the job or what is happening, but basically GitLab is just doing what you call Docker in Docker concept of job. So here it is. It will just spin up Docker and set up the job you've given to it. It will just then go and run the job that you've given to it, which is echo build hello world project, and it will just echo out here as we said, and it will sleep for 5 seconds, and it will then echo that this is done. And there you go. That's done. So that's job complete. We'll go back to pipeline and see if the second one is still running. Second one is running. If I click on it, just watch, it will just jump over here. Just click on that, it will jump to this, and then this one is succeeded, and it will just finish up in few seconds. And this one is the deployment. If you go back now, everything will just mark itself as green. There you go. Everything is these 2 stages, and some people call it jobs. complete now, and they are running in sequence. You can see that there is things like a little thread connecting both. So if I click on this again, the job, it would open them out. It would just max them out. These are the two jobs as one again, and each of these two jobs constitutes this major pipeline. If you have a test, the test will show test report. It will show up here. But what you can kind of see is that this job was created by this person, and it was committed with this commit number, and the job finished 1 minute ago. So as time goes, it will just count. This job has two jobs. This pipeline has two jobs. Again, it's summarizing it here. The two took a total of 1 minute 14 seconds, which you can see here. Just explain it. I don't know what the difference is between here. This can be deleted by an admin, but as you can see, this is just the basic. Also, now that this is now pushed up, if you go back into the repo itself, you can see that there is now this file here. This file now exists. If I open it, it will be exactly what we have locally. So if I zoom out, you can see again quickly, you can see that there's a stage 1 here. There is a build stage, test stage, and deployment. Test wasn't implemented, therefore it will just pick up what is the only thing that is actually implemented. You can see the first stage here is the build, and the second stage is the deploy. Test will be skipped out. So let's go back so you can see that again. There you go. So you can see this is the first stage. Here is the build, second stage is the deploy, and test is skipped out. Let's quickly enable the test so we can see that quickly, and then we can conclude on this series. And also, again, it doesn't really matter where this is like positioned. So if I copy this and just paste it here, so let's say this is now the test stage. So this is test, and then again here, this is test. That's all I'm going to do. And I here I'll just say this is I'll just type this is test, testing stage. I'll just copy that one and I'll paste it here, testing. So this is now what I want to do. But one thing I want to tell you guys is that 9 out of 10, majority of people, because of time constraint on the projects, would call this, each of these, they wouldn't even bother with the job. They'll just call the same name, they put it here. So in case you see that, please do not panic. That's what people do. So whatever is here, people just put it here because it's the same. Some people would also then go here and just describe that and now say this is test underscore job here, like that. Just they can do too. You can do as many as you want. But it's like this deploy here, they just do that deploy underscore job if you want to, whatever. But they do in such a way that this will match with this. So let's do the same here, and it's just to keep it consistent. So just do that, and I will say job, and then like that. So this is what this thing would be. Now notice that the test stage is beneath this deployment stage. Well, in reality, in real life scenario, people like to sort of follow this pattern here. But in this case, I mean, if it works for you, but GitLab doesn't really care where these things are. It will just, when it comes here, it will just check are there implementation. Wherever it is, it will just run the job. So in that case, if you want it to be in sequence, we can just take this and put it between these two guys here, and that will just you know, for now, these are the three components we are talking about. So let's go in and check in and just add this code, and I'll commit this code. Actually, let's do git status actually so we can see what's going on. So that's an index. I'll just commit this job. That's committed, got a number. I'll just push it origin main, and let's go upstream and see what's going on. That's now checked in. So let's get over to the pipeline here and reload, and you see that this will automatically be running. You can see that there are 3 stages now because we have now implemented the test stage. So running, if you click on it again, it would max them out. So it is running in the order that we have set up in our thing. So this is the first one, second one, and this is the third one. Now notice that as the job is running, we can cancel. It gives you option to actually cancel this. What this is like in contrast with things like Jenkins, where you actually have to go and deploy and host your Jenkins runner. In this case, GitLab is actually the one doing that for you. But yeah, that's what it is really. We are going to just wait for this job. Once it finishes, we'll go, so you can click on jobs and then go and watch as they are going as well. But I quite like to view it in this view here. But wait for this job. Once they finish, we will just end this series here. Sorry, end this edition here, and just in the next upcoming series, we will see how to actually expand the pipeline. I think we learned two things really in this one. The first thing we saw was just how to create a simple pipeline here, and then again how to see the multi-stages. Over time now, we start to build this thing out and then look at real life scenarios. But that's what it is. I'm going to just quickly wait for this to actually finish, and then we can move on. So that's what this is, and thank you. There you go. You can see this is complete. Everything is now complete. If I just click on this, you see that the 3 jobs are complete. Thank you so much.